unfortunately lost in this exhilarating like double overtime deciding map defeat against M80, and a big part of that was Thomason putting up a 1.37 rating, which second in the entire event. And they've gone through quite a few roster changes since then. So they dropped Pank they dropped Zoc, picked up Pank, and then now they're going through even further roster changes. And what's exciting is that it was literally today. I think we're going to be covering the official first debut of Leo Dirk, as we've seen the recent departures of Pank, as I mentioned, didn't really join for that long, and Naz. So we've got a 4-player confirmed roster for Bestia. Leo Dirk, who comes in bringing a lot of experience with him, and he's actually played against Bestia this year twice in not only ECL but also in CCT, where he beat them 2-0 in CCT, and then they went 1-1 in the best of twos. And he's our player to watch, so we can probably bring him up. He's our Kadir player to watch, and he's been honestly getting some crazy fantastic stats. Like even against Bestia, he was top of the scoreboard. When they lost to Sharks in CCT, top of the scoreboard. And then the interesting part is that we don't know who their 5th really is, or it's not confirmed, right? But they're playing with Kasim in this event, who was recently on Adelia Migos, and they currently are playing right now against Tropper de VSM. So, you know, I'm not here to be like, oh, they're picking up Kasim, but like, you know, one can assume that this might be a possible 5th. And, you know, he's played for Pain, so we've got a lot of experience on this Bestia roster right now. But 100%, you look at them and you're like, okay, there's a lot of issues going on in this roster right now. And especially for this matchup, even though Kaysen and Leo bring a lot of firepower, and as I mentioned, Thomason, one of the best in the Americas, not just South America, the whole Americas, especially for this matchup, is that going to be enough?
Now, yeah, I mean, on top of the fact that it's like potentially first official with this with these new players, there's always a lot of potential asterisks. But let's dive straight into our veto here. Now, for anybody who's new to the South American region, maybe you watch a lot of EU or whatever, and you're unfamiliar, South America, the format is 2 best of 1s that they play back to back. So we'll have 2 vetoes for you this evening, and this is our first veto, and it looks like we're going to be kicking off on Nuke, Freddie. Now, I know that these 2 teams have a little bit of a history on this map. So what do you think we can be expecting from our first map of the evening?
Well, yeah, so as you mentioned, these guys have played each other. It was in so it's cool. It's, you know, it's a very lengthy name to it, but it's basically the Blast Open Lisbon close qualifier, where Sharks, they beat Bestia in round 1, and then